So as I sit here tonight and think about how to summarize this class and finish up with this last assignment and video, I think it's kind of ironic that I'm sitting in a hotel room in our state's capital after having been called to testify in a couple different committee hearings on different bills that are in front of our state legislature. And so it's kind of ironic that I'm finishing up a public speaking course, and that's what I'm engaged in the next couple of days. And so it really brings out the timeliness of the course in my professional life and the things that I do, in that I spend a lot of time actually speaking in front of the public, be it in legislative committees such as what I'm doing in the next couple of days, or even public events in our own community. And so it really brings relevance to the course and what I spend a lot of time in doing. The questions that we were asked to go over to talk about in this last presentation, what was our favorite part of the class? And honestly, what I can tell you is that it's a new experience for me, although I'm familiar with being part of conference calls and webinars and public speaking and so forth. I've never really been on this side of it, to where I'm the one producing the information and sending it out to other folks. So that's an interesting side of the issue, that while I've been on the receipt side of it, I've never been on the production side of it and sending it out to people. And actually, again, that has a lot of impact on what I do on a daily basis. I'm on both national boards and local level boards, and obviously we can't have face-to-face meetings all the time due to travel costs and everything else like that. So we're seeing an increased use in the video series and the webinars and the go-to meetings type of things. So it's really relevant in those kind of regards. So while not necessarily comfortable with it, I would have to say it was probably one of the more interesting parts of the class. The least favorite, ironically, is much public speaking as I do. I'm not comfortable with public speaking, and I know some people probably won't ever be comfortable with it. I get more comfortable with it the more time I spend doing it, but nonetheless, it's still, you always have those butterflies, even today, presenting in front of the committees and the legislature. An extreme amount of nervousness, and you learn how to mask it after a while. How has the course prepared you for your future communications? Again, I think one of the most impactful lessons out of this course to me was the technology side of things, the essay that we did, and understanding. I've taken a lot of lessons or courses on public speaking throughout my career and growing up through school, but really how technology can help us, but in a lot of aspects it can hurt us, in the aspect of we become so reliant on the instant mass messaging that we have, the texting and everything, that we tend to forget what our basic communication skills are, and how we truly interface with one another on a normal day-to-day basis. We tend to let some of that technology be an avenue to kind of hide behind. And so that was really probably the most impactful thing to me, to say that we've got to keep that in balance, and we have to continue to work on making sure that we have the ability to face-to-face contact with both our customers from a retail side of things or business perspective, and even emergency services. The people that we serve are taxpayers, and they're our customers. And so how do we do that with friends, employees, family, and the people that we serve? And so those are probably the biggest things on what I can carry forward with this. And the last question again, how do you apply those skills? And honestly, just practicing and continue to prepare, to be ready to do these kind of things, and get better at handling them, better at managing them, and better at keeping them in balance. And then ultimately our subordinates being able to show the example of how we do that. So class was overall, I really can honestly say I didn't know what to expect with the class. I thought, how are you going to do a public speaking class over online and over the internet? And it turned out that it was both, I like not having a textbook. I'm not typically a person that learns through a textbook mannerism, so I think the venue for me was great. I got more interaction satisfaction out of it that way than I would have just reading through a book. And the activities and the assignments probably lent more to the class than just reading it and answering some test questions or something to that effect. So good class. Appreciate all the feedback from the professors, and I like the video segments and how they tied in, and it just overall, it's like I said, questioning it going into it. When I came out of it, I was very impressed with how it carried forward and continued moving. And honestly, it seemed like we just started. I can't believe it's already over. So with that said, I say thank you. I think I learned a lot from it, especially on the video side of things, and like I said, really trying to keep that technology side of things in balance. So I appreciate it, and I'll keep applying some of the things that we learned to the class. Thank you.